Okay, that should be good. Unload down here. But, oh, I see. I wonder if it'd actually be better. To have a turnaround point right there. I don't actually know if that's faster. It also doesn't seem to have done Bobgis? That kind of sucks. Hopefully that's connected now? Okay, there it goes. Okay, so now we're handling this. It looks like we're going to need at least a couple more of these trucks. And no. I need 30,000 to do so. We should probably wait, because we're about to hit the end of the month, which always cuts into the profits a little. Okay, can I afford? Cool. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Demand. If we look at Windsor, what's the current demand? So we're at 30. So we potentially need 4 trucks to fully service the area. Okay. What if there's an easy way to just, like, dismiss those? Okay, do I have enough? Clone another one. God, this game is really stylish. Okay, is it delete? No, it's just escape to close all these. Alright, and bankruptcy avoided. So we might want to get one more of those, but for now I think that's good enough. I don't want to touch it. My next goal probably should be to repay almost all of my loans. That extra cash influx to service all of these industries was a good idea, but at this point, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to make that much more. I guess like 1 or 2 more trucks. No, I actually didn't release either of those. I was wondering, it's like, wait a second. Why am I not... Why is this not working better? Okay, so that should put us in the green. Let's start working on repayments. Ugh, this is the boring part. I apologize. So, while we're here... Yeah, so it looks like the demand has dropped considerably on many of these industries. Price bottomed out at kind of a reasonable level, though. And yeah, let's just slowly repay everything. The other thing is we have to wait for towns to actually scale up here. Definitely didn't need a 6-car train, though. Oh, hey, Windsor got an upgrade. So they still only have 1 demand. It looks like we need population 482 before they actually do more than that, but that's fine. And I'm just gonna repay my loan real quick. Well, real quick. Slow as as fast as I can. Man, I am really enjoying this though. There's very little fiddling going on right now. Admittedly, everything's kind of... Let's see, click to see region. Okay. Oh, I need money to unlock extra regions to expand out to. That makes sense. So I've got to be rich as ducks before I can afford to even go to, like, Tucson. Ah. You know what would actually be kind of fun? I wouldn't be able to play this on, like, the same map as a bunch of other people. But I could potentially just say, like, hey, everyone that has this game, you know, next Saturday, whatever, let's all load up, Voxel Tycoon. And, just load the game up for a while. All on the same seed and see who can make the most amount of money. The fastest or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. So, to tell the story of why OpenTTD means a lot to me, when I was, okay, it will have multiplayer is cut off from early access, sadly. Yeah, that's a big eventually. I'd love that, and I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully, they release on Steam or whatever and get, like, a buttload of money, and it's just like, yep, alright, multiplayer's coming. But, eh. But yeah, so when I was in college, I was in a nerd frat. See, if you go to RIT in New York, you'll actually probably know the one that I went to. But we had a lot of, like, weird traditions. You know, gaming traditions that everybody would, like, kind of band together and do. And so one of them, I think we do it only once a quarter, because we're on a quarter system, 3 quarters to a year. And then the summer quarter that only, you know, some people are around for. And so we'd all pile into one room and more or less sit around playing OpenTTD, sometimes with like 30 freaking people in the same room. You know, eating pizza, making dumb jokes, and you know, committing to as much industry as possible. And it was actually really fun. And I've never had that experience again, except for, like, kind of Mastoria, but it wasn't quite the same. And I've always missed that, because, like, to me, that was, like, such a... That was such, like, a poignant... maybe not poignant. But it was just such a satisfying experience of just having a bunch of people jammed into one game, playing it. And, like, the learning curve was steep. I was terrible. What we would do is we'd have players that were, experienced with the game. They would form player companies with people that didn't know as much as kind of their assistants. So you'd have maybe 3-4 people in a company. And so it might be like 1 upperclassman and like 2 to 5 freshmen or something like that. I think there was one year where one guy had like 7 freshmen working for him. But that was, it didn't work. He thought it would work great, but the problem is he only started with X amount of money. You got a little bit more per player in your company, but they bankrupted fast and ended up piling into somebody else's and then bankrupted them. And so what would happen is, like, there might be, say, 12 starting companies to start. And by the end of it, you might have, oh wow, Arizona's doubled in population. I wasn't even paying attention. But, you know, by the end of it, you might have only, like, 4 companies, because a lot of people would just quit, but a number of people would actually consolidate into companies. You know, there'd be buyouts, even. And that was just something to watch and really enjoy. You know, watching is, like, certain players would really, like, you know, get a lucky break, set up some, like, kind of crazy industry, and... let's see. Sorry, I just want to look at this. We might want to get 1 or 2 more trucks here. Because we're just reaching demand. We could drive the price back up, but what I want to do is actually grow Windsor very fast, which usually means piling extra resources in. Because Brunfels is growing faster, I think. I really wish I could actually tell. Oh, interesting. Last 30 days, population actually went down there. No, it seems like it's just kind of randomly jumping up. Because Windsor just got a huge pop boost. So I think it's just kind of random how the population grows. Okay, but that's fine. But yeah, so I remember one of the first games I ever did, I was just kind of tootling along, learning as I went, playing on my own for the most part, in some like corner of the map, because we'd always have like the most ridiculously large map to work with. And we had one major city on the map, and everything else was pretty small. And it was named after the place where our college was, Rochester. And one player had set up like a giant transport network in that town, specifically for mail and passengers. Mostly with buses, a couple of trains maybe, but for the most part, she was just doing buses. And she was making bank on it because it had, like, this city was grossly over large. We're not sure how it happened. I think the guy running the TTD game or whatever, had hacked it so it would grow particularly fast. Let's clone this truck. We can up the industry a little bit. Because yeah, the price does bottom out, but it doesn't bottom out that fast. And even when it's bottomed out, you can still make a fair bit of money on it. Very low demand. Ooh. It'll be fine. But so people took offense to that she was doing so well, and so they started funding road work in the city, which made it so her trucks couldn't go past, which is pretty funny. They also started, what else did they do? They started buying roads entirely, putting businesses down, destroying roads, so she had to buy every road in the city to keep it pristine. At which point, they found, the competing company, who was doing trains elsewhere, found the next big strategy, which was flood the city with water, which didn't destroy the buildings, but it destroyed all of the roads. Even if she had built them or bought them, they were gone, because that's just how flooding worked in the game. And so very quickly the entire game factionalized into three factions. There was the one faction that was trying to win, the one faction that was trying to destroy the map, and the third faction that was trying to save the map. And people were like actively trying to buy out land and like raise areas and so on and so forth. I think one guy was trying to make a tunnel that traversed the entire map, but it cost like X couple billion or something dollars, which was obviously way too much. But yeah, it was just a thing of beauty. I really enjoyed that. And then for whatever reason, I got really good at the game. And then people stopped playing it. Mainly, I think it was one of those games that it really appealed to the older people. Like, it was a tradition for the upperclassmen, and when they all graduated, no one wanted to do it anymore. I guess it was also because one guy was the one running everything, and so when he started going on internships, there wasn't as much of an interest anymore, which was a bit of a shame, but whatever. Okay, so what do we do? I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna keep waiting and repaying my loan interest. Now that I'm looking at it, repaying my loan, now that I'm looking at it, that interest on the loan, it really isn't that big of a deal. What I'm hoping is they get, 20 more people, and we get a second demand. And then we can start surfacing it. Probably with iron? We'll see. Oh, does Bromfell have a new demand? It does. It has coal, actually. Hmm. But yeah, there's absolutely money to be made here. I just gotta... make some money. I'm gonna just save up at this point. Oh, I guess you just go into the negs. Perfect. What I'm gonna want to do is expand this station, and then just have this coal car switch back and forth between Braunfels and stuff. Yeah, I didn't even notice that it, Oh, wait, hold on. We actually are gonna want a separate station. This is gonna look janky as hell, but you know what? Whatever. Thank you, Best Name on the Web, for the 24-month resub. 2 years. Yeah! Enjoy that, that emote. I certainly do whenever I see anybody with it. Okay, so Windsor accepts more wood. Okay, so how much do I need? 25,000. Well, let's just sit back and wait. Yeah, the nice part is my costs are not going up. My costs are going down. And the industries are only getting bigger. So, the longer I just sit around kind of doing whatever, the more money there's to be made. Even if it's small values. Okay. So you... let's see. Full load... Unload. I realize this is pretty hacks and I'm not even getting into signals yet, but right now it's more important that I have trains running to each one of these than anything else. How many year 2s even exist? 4, I think? 4 or 5. It's gonna get a little bit more. I know it's Azrath, Best Name, and like two other people. I think I can actually check a list, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so this is gonna give us a good, a better use of all that spare coal. Still gonna bottom out the price, but whatever. Oh, and Windsor takes iron now. God, how do we even do that? Did I do a tunnel? Yeah, this is going to be real expensive. I mean, the other alternative is... I run... I could just run a road here. And try and do it with trucks. But honestly, considering how much I've bottomed out the iron ore demand out here, it's probably best that I just utilize this train for all 3. So tunnels are pretty pricey. It'd be better for me to just terraform... Better for me to just terraform that out. Ugh. Still, it'll be worth it. We're making good money at this point, and yeah, being able to multi-purpose that iron train again further will be nice. And to some degree, I might be able to multi-purpose the tracks for wood as well, but I don't think I'm gonna want to. It's already being serviced well enough. I will have to get some kind of wood train line going, though, if I want to do, if I want to do the other cities, because they're gonna be hard to get to with trucks. I can see it being doable, but oh, I don't wanna. Okay. Start saving for that station. Okay, pause. Where's that train? There you are. Not Arizona West. We just want this one. Okay, full load, New Braunfels. Unload, Windsor. Okay, there we go. So, part of the reason why I want to do this is currently the demand for iron is so pitifully low. I mean, okay, it just went up in New Braunfels, but let's take a look at that. Actually, you know what? That's actually going to get it pretty close to raising the demand again. That we might want to start looking into getting a second iron train. But yeah, that'll crank up the price a lot. So we'll make a hell of a lot more money as for our time. We'll see, because yeah, this one's gonna go from low to extremely low demand to low demand. It's probably worth it. Because the other alternative is just a longer train. Now this does run out after a while. Trend stagnation. No, don't do that. Stop stagnating. I mean, I guess what I could do... Oh, that's the store? Oh. But yeah, so this thing is producing only so much. We can't check that anymore. We will run out of iron eventually, but it's going to take a long time. But yeah, so the demand for coal here is actually medium. And medium. So we might want to add another car to this thing. Oh. Iron bars. Okay, so we gotta get on research. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna stick it out near Windsor, maybe? I don't really know if these need to be attached to anything. Or if I can just put it on, like, a mountaintop. Can I save? Okay, let's save game. Hopefully I can just slap the lab down up here. Okay, available research. Start new research. Iron smelting. So it's going to take a lot of time and some iron ore. Okay, so there's my answer. Alright, so we want to load game. Yeah, so we need to ship resources to the lab to do research. That's fine. So I'll just... Do I want to get another station? It might be about time to get another train. No, I can't afford that even if I wanted to. I'm just gonna crank up the demand, I think. I guess the other thing I could do... Because we could all... We could also just put a lab directly next to the iron mine. And just have This tacky shit. Lab. Let's see. Freight station. Okay, so we gotta wait a little while. And speed this up. Man, yeah, Arizona just blew past New Braunfels, but that kind of makes sense. Because Arizona had 2 resources that it was getting serviced for. Oh. I can apparently save myself some money here. Let's... Nah. I could save myself some money. So as long as it's actually next to the, as long as it's actually next to... what I need, it'll just automatically absorb it all. Well, this is really cool. Man, I've been waiting for somebody to make this game for forever. And this also drive up the price of iron at, like, all of these locations. Because, yeah, that's still in stagnation. And that should crank it up. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little while before I can get to that, but that's okay. I guess what we can do... second iron mine would be kind of pricey. But we're gonna need it eventually anyway. Especially if we start surfacing multiple trains out of this. Especially for iron ores. So, why don't we actually do this? I'm gonna borrow 50,000. And we're just going to upper production here. Should make it so the industry business continues. The train doesn't stop, and science will get done. And then we're gonna have to look into the really uncomfortable reality of I'm probably going to have to get multiple iron trains here. I guess what I could do is actually just expand this station to have one more. Oh god. Yeah, we could go full noodle network for a while. It wouldn't be that pretty, but yeah, what I could do is actually make a bridge over my other bridge to have a train cross the lake and go for that. Or I could actually make a proper looping track and have multiple trains on the same set of tracks. Which is probably just better. Okay, so we finished iron smelting. What's the next one? Okay, so I could start new research. There we are. Okay, so we can do copper smelting. It requires copper ore. Steel smelting, which requires iron bars. And metal fabrication. Now, interesting thing, I bet I can actually make an alloy smelter. What if I could just make it right here? Oh. No, it's got conveyors. I don't even understand how this is going to work. Honestly, we can just save over the previous train save slot. Okay. I'm just gonna slap this sucker down. And let's figure out how this works. Okay, 1 coal, 5 iron. Boy. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to ship... Well, I guess my easiest answer is... I could... This is a pain in the butt. So... Yeah, the demand on everything is actually looking kind of good. It does look like we're going to need another iron train at this point.